Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a video regarding the Premier League predictions. Have in mind that some of them are pretty crazy, but that's my own opinion. I will give reasons for all of my picks, so stay tuned up until the end to see the whole table. I believe that many of you will disagree, and please write down in the comment section what you're disagreeing with and what your Premier League table looks like for the upcoming 2023-2024 season. And now let's go into the table. So let's begin with the tier list. I will be going through the teams one by one. I will not pick the champions first. So I will go through alphabetically and I will place the teams wherever I feel like. There will be some movement up front if I change my mind during the video. But for now, let's start with the first team being Arsenal. For me, Arsenal will have a good transfer window. They will be joining the Champions League. So I don't believe that they will be title contenders. But I believe that they will be strong Premier League contender and will be going for the Champions League places. So I believe they're around the Champions League places. So let's see how the other teams I will place them, and I will put them from second to fourth place. Next up is Aston Villa. Aston Villa have European football as well. So this will be difficult to maintain Europe and England with all the cups, and especially if they go out of the groups and reach the knockout phase. I believe that they will be having a hard schedule. They're not yet rumored with someone very good, so I believe a mid-table finish for them is what's going to happen. Unai Emery is a very good coach, but I believe there will be stronger teams this year, and I believe that they will take over Aston Villa. Next up is Burnley. Burnley is a new side. I believe Vincent Company is cooking something special, but in my opinion, they will be fighting for a relegation battle because they have not signed yet a lot of players. They are already in preseason, but most of their core team left because they were on loan and they are pretty young. So they will have a a very good season, but a hard season in my opinion. So a lower mid-table finish. I will see where I will put them, but now they're in this graph. Next up, Bournemouth. For me, straight up relegation. I believe that they got lucky last season, and I believe this season they are going out. Next up is Brentford. I believe Brentford will have struggles, especially if they sell David Raya, and with Ivan Toney being suspended, I believe that there won't be in a lower mid-table, but under the top 10 places in my opinion. Next up is Brighton, another team with European football. They've sold McAllister already, and if they sell Caicedo, they will be having a hard time. But they bought already two midfielders, James Milner and a guy from Dortmund, I believe. It was Mahmoud Dahoud, something like that. So yeah, but they will have the same struggles as Aston Villa, but I rate them highly. So they're around the same place as them. So we already have 3 of the 5 teams that will be placed here. Next up is Chelsea. Chelsea will be under Pochettino, and I believe that they will be playing a much better football next season. I believe they won't be able to reach the Champions League spots because there are a lot of much better teams, but they will be around them. So Europe League place for me is there. Next up is the Manchester City team, and I believe that here lies the first controversial thing that I'm going to say. I don't believe that they will be champions next year. I believe that they will sell some of the key players with winning mentality, being Mahrez, Gundogan, maybe Cancelo, Walker, and they will have holes to fill in. So I believe that they will finish second next season. They will be over Arsenal for sure, but yeah, for me, they will be here. Next up is Everton. Everton under Sean Dyche just survived, but I don't believe that it will be something different this season. I believe that lower mid-table finish for them is bound, and I put them even under Burnley because Burnley have a philosophy and Everton are just defending, and I don't like that. Next up is Nottingham Forest. For me, Nottingham Forest will be relegated this year. I put them even under Bournemouth. Bournemouth got a new manager. They got better players. So yeah, it's not under, but 18th place for me is where they will finish in my opinion. Next up is Fulham. For me, Fulham will be the same as last year, around 10th place. Not so high, but not so low. Yeah, that's the place where I place them. Next up is Liverpool. In my opinion, Liverpool will be champions next season. With the missing of Champions League, they will put a team that's not so competitive in Europe League, and they will focus on the Premier League alone. And with the new arrivals and with better players next season, and with some players being integrated better and better, such as Gakpo and Darwin Nunes, I believe that they will be champions. I know this sounds controversial, but for me, next season will be Liverpool season. Next up is Luton Town. For me, Luton will be in 20th place. I don't see them doing bits in the Prem. I believe that they will be relegated, and I maybe not 20th, but I believe it will be 20th. Next up is Newcastle. I'm not sure how Newcastle will handle European football, so maybe a sixth place next year. I know that that's lower and lower than last season, but what can you do? I don't see them playing much better, and they if they buy someone and they just expand the squad, maybe it will get better, but for now they're here. Next up is Crystal Palace. For me, Crystal Palace, they are not with a manager. I believe Burnley will finish higher. I believe Burnley will be one of the surprises of the season, and they will maybe even take 13th place. But for now, that's here. Next up is Sheffield United. Straight up relegation battle. Not relegated, but relegation battle for sure. They already have experience in the Prem. Those two teams have second season syndrome, and many teams have yet managed to avoid it. But Sheffield, it's fourth season. I believe that they will invest the money that they're winning, and they will stay up by experience and by everything. But yeah, 17th place in my opinion is their limit. Spurs, for me, with the new manager, they're a European Conference League team. Seventh place, I don't see them topping any of the five teams above, and I don't see them finishing somewhere here. Next up is Manchester United. For me, another third place is incoming. They need to buy a striker, they need to buy several players, but yeah, it will be hard transition. And here are the two last teams, West Ham and Wolverhampton. I believe West Ham will struggle. I believe that they will be even under Crystal Palace. They have European football. They will lose Declan Rice. He's the heart of the team, and I believe that there will be a lot of struggles there. Here, Wolves with a new team, basically they're selling their talismans, Neves, Moutinho, Jimenez. So even Burnley can go to 12th place, in my opinion, because they look better there. And I will be putting Wolverhampton over here. I believe that they will be finishing around 14. Those five teams, I mean, I think it will be a hard season for them. I know it's nothing too special, but yeah, Brighton and Aston Villa expect a drop from last season. Fulham, maybe a drop if they sell Paulinho, but for now he's not sold, so he's there. So for early predictions, I don't think that it's a bad space here. Brentford, I'm not too optimistic. I'm even putting them under Burnley. I mean, Brentford, if they sell their top player being David Raya, and without playing Ivan Tony for half the year, I believe that they will have struggles, and I believe a lower finish is inbound. Here, these five teams I believe will be Everton, Sheffield, Nottingham, Bournemouth, and Luton will be in a relegation battle. I know this not sounds too crazy, but yeah, Bournemouth, even though they have a new manager, I believe that they are getting relegated. Spurs, even though a new manager, seventh place is the limit for them, in my opinion, personally. The other five teams, yeah, Chelsea is out as well, Newcastle even. But yeah, basically a pretty basic Premier League table. That's with early transfer news, with some transfers being confirmed. I will make a Premier League table just before the season when there are more and more players, and the future of the best players in the league is already known. So yeah, for now, this is my opinion, and I hope you enjoy it. As already mentioned, if you have any other suggestions, please comment them down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!